and welcome to the channel. I'm Henrik, and this is Bannerlord Online, and we are about Happy New Year. We're 3 days into 2023, and the eco update for this mod is about 10 days old now. So I thought it was time to have a bit of a discussion over my morning coffee here regarding the new companions that they introduced, and specifically their traits. And I try to stick to the subject, but as you know, oops, I'm running out of food here. That's not good at all. If you go into the party menu, you can see here that some guys have a health bar. Those are your companions. If you open them up, you can see that they have blue circles. Some are enlightened, they are opened up and active. Others are not learned yet, and you need to grind experience points and you need to spend resources. But that's covered. How to gain traits is covered in my tutorial video about basic information about traits. Now we're going to talk about the different ones. But first, we need to go into town, see if there's any very expensive food here. Otherwise, I don't know what to do. So, my thesis here is that the companions are great. I really enjoy them. They're going to introduce months of grinding and new content. Quite repetitive, I guess, after a while. But people are gonna want to upgrade and fiddle and tweak their characters and armies and builds with companions for months to come. So it's great content, in my opinion. But okay, that's not too shabby. We have 49 food here. Pay a little bit extra rather than losing troops. Yeah, that's gonna take me through another day. So I think there are 3 categories of traits. There are the strong ones, where some are like ultra strong and everyone's gonna want them, but they're gonna be ultra rare, so no one's gonna find them. I've seen a few of them posted. So some guys have already been lucky and rolled traits. Maybe I'll explain first how you get, like when you do an instance, a hideout on the map that you get. Well, this is covered in the basic tutorial how to get them. Like, so if I do this hideout in the woods and I make it to the end, I'm gonna get 1 new companion, and at that moment he rolls for what traits he's going to have. And okay, first, you can have 1 or 2 traits. Second, there are 3 levels: beginner, experienced, or grand. And as far as I understand, I don't know if it's harder to roll a grand than a experienced, but I have a certain feeling that they already nerfed the amount of grand or double grand trait characters, companions, because for some reason they went from renewing the quest weekly to having daily renewal of quests. For that means they put 7 times as many new companions into the game. I don't know how that design decision came to be. Like, okay, we're gonna balance this new update for 10 quests per week per player. Now we're just gonna all of a sudden multiply that, I would say. I don't think this team has previous game design experience, or a lead project manager that do a couple of Excel sheets where they try to estimate the effect of the economy. It's just you don't change a resource, an important new resource in a game, and multiply it by 7 just like that. I don't know, but it seems very hard to get double grand traits when you get them randomly. Yet some cannot be given away for free because they have the wrong traits. So let's start with the really strong ones. I would say army movement speed is something everyone wants. I would say army size. You can have plus 10, plus 15, or plus 20. That is something everyone wants. So that's two traits locked down that no one wants to go without them. They're just super strong. You wouldn't exchange. Like, you'd rather have a beginner trait of those than a grand trait of certain others. That's not a balanced. Well, unless the devs want some, but you want your traits to be balanced, right? I can't understand why the developers would want. Yeah, we're just gonna have some traits that are shitty, and we're gonna have some that are ultra strong that everyone's gonna want. Like, that's not a good game design. I don't think that's the case. I think they're trying to balance it. I think they've done an okay job. It's not a disaster at all. This is more like a discussion of what they should modify in the future. And before I go on Discord, I was thinking I'd take some comments on YouTube. I also asked around in global chat a bit, and everyone seems to be alright. And if nothing else, I am grinding companions and I'm trying to sell them. I know what's popular. I've been watching the over New Year's Eve and Christmas. I've been watching the trade channel. I know what's expensive. I know what don't even sell at all. What else is very popular? Very strong. Hero experience. You can have up to 15% hero experience. Considering how extremely grindy the skill tree is, yes, people's gonna want that. It doesn't help you in PvP, it doesn't help you in combat. No, it doesn't. Long term, you kind of want one on you. What is good? Okay, so let's call that the strong ones. I might come back to this category, and I will end with what are the ultra strong. Well, there's also a trait called brilliant. I don't know. Do I have a brilliant character? I think I have a brilliant guy. Yeah, here it is. Tynops has brilliant, which means his companion bonus is increased by 1.7 times. If you combine that with certain, not all, certain, like movement speed, you probably go from 0.2 to 0.3 in movement speed, which means you would be the fastest player on the map. Like, that would be the fastest way to travel, and that would be how important is 0.1? I don't know, but you would be the fastest player on the map, and that would be strong. If you multiply this with army size, you would get, instead of 20, you would get 34 extra troops in your army. I think that, everyone would want one of those. Yeah, I'd take brilliant on that. I mean, you forgo another trait here. I could put in another trait instead of the brilliant trait, right? Like more money or less wages or less food, or but certain traits would be so valuable that you'd rather multiply them. Others you don't want. So I'd say rolling a brilliant with another grand trait, that is what you want the most of all. Those are the strongest companions of all. So then you go into the more intermediate ones, and that would be let me see if you have 3 donkeys or 100 inventory space, that's pretty nice. Artisan sell price, that's nice, right? Arrow protection for infantry or archers, so you take less combat losses. Yeah, that's rather good. I think maybe some people like mortality, like after the combat, less troops will permanently die. So even if you fight, you will take fewer losses. I need to check my setup here. Oh yeah, no, that's not what we want to go. I want to do two-handed in here. I'm gonna try to fight and talk at the same time. That's gonna be very hard for me. Can't do that stuff. And let's jump into the bad ones. No, shit, that's a hideout in the woods. I'm an idiot. Yeah, I can't talk. So what I prefer for hideout in the woods is to bring along a shield and a ranged weapon. I'm not very good at archery here, so I only have a level 30. I just actually started grinding archery with some of my characters that don't have it because of certain hideouts. So I recommend crossbow or a bow with you. Maybe that's very basic, but I didn't. I do have soldiers with me. Yeah, I need to set this up. So the bad ones, I think food 20%, is that the maximum? I think a grand trait is minus 20% food. I have a difficult time imagining anyone want to use that. It's just too weak. I think I overpaid a lot for maybe a grand trait of food just the first couple of days, because no one knew what was valuable, and also with a drop of quest every week, you know, even that those traits could be rather rare. But on closer reconsideration, I think that's very close. Wages, how low can, what is the maximum for wages? 20%? Is that a grand trait? So like your infantry, and it's only 1/3 of your army. It's either cavalry, or it's either archers, or it's either infantry. You can lower the wage by 20%. I mean, I'm not gonna go with that. It's just too weak. If you have very little money in the game, even then, it's not enough. If all your troops had 20%, I hope I'm not talking out of my bum here, but I do think wages is just for one category. If you had food and wages at 50% for your entire army, or if you had a companion that had food and wages reduced by, say, 25%, then you might start considering that. Food and wages need to be strengthened in my mind. And I asked in global chat just recently, and people seem to agree with me. Like, yeah, that's a weak trait, very weak. No, wait. I can't check my guys here. Sorry. You can't go into your party menu anymore. Oh, here we have some other extremely weak traits. The weapon skill increase for the okay, I just pulled half of the caveman here. Like, if you want to do this hideout, this quest only, if that's the only thing, if you are a new player and you want to bring, you can't afford level 5 troops, maybe you want to bring like better fighters in here. A long term, why would you sacrifice a trait that could increase the power of your entire army for like 70 skill of one of these companions? It's just not. Maybe that should be like an add-on trait instead of one of the basic ones. It doesn't make sense. I don't think anyone ever bought a weapon skill companion. I never seen it upgraded. I never seen anyone wanting to buy it. I never seen anyone. I mean, a lot of people try to sell them, and even the best ones, no one's touching them with a 10-foot pole. And it makes sense. It's like it's one guy in 120 in a 100-man army, and he's get one skill a little bit better. Why would you choose that? It's so underpowered, very bad. So I think they should increase that. Well, maybe even remove it, or like add it as a third trait. Ah, there you go. And he's gonna fire one more. Oh, no. Yeah, caught that bolt. Ooh, here they come. Yeah, so let's see. What else do I want to complain about? Oops. It's hard for me to play. Oops. Forgot about the crossbow, man. We're gonna go with shield wall now. No, I don't want you to move. I want you to Jesus, I'm so bad. Follow me. So we're gonna go up and attack this guy together. The hideout in the woods, I think, actually is the easiest for a new player to do, because basically all you need to do is get 6 tier 5 troops. And well, sorry, you're not gonna have 6 because you're a beginner. You're gonna have 3, 4, maybe 5. But still, you have a decent chance with, say, 4 or 5 followers. So sorry, group troops. You don't need high level companions to do this. You only need like 4 or 5 shield guys and a bit of a bow skill, and you have a decent chance to go through this. Let me check here. Okay, so we have arrow protection for infantry. We have hit points for infantry. I would put those in the intermediate, medium. They're okay. People want them. Sometimes, if you have a lot of infantry in your army, why not? They go along with the inventory and mules. What else do we have? I covered the artisan sales. Yeah, they upped the sales value of trash loot now. We have the experience and upgrade cost for troops, right? So if you're a player that likes to train and upgrade and maybe sell or provide for your clan or use up in combat, you know, I'd say those are intermediate. Those are medium strong. You can have 40% experience gain for one culture, or you can have 40% upgrade cost reduction for one culture, or you can have 20% for all cultures of experience and upgrade cost. I'd say those are rather balanced. If you have more than one character, you could make one of your characters a trainer of troops for sales, and then give it to your main combat PvP character. Maybe that's an option if you have someone to help you transfer troops. So I'm not complaining. I'm not saying they need to be strong. They're not as strong as larger army or speed, but intermediate. And arrow protection for infantry. You have for archers. I think people like that because they like to take less losses in combat. I probably forgotten. I didn't make a list before starting this. But in general, I now see that a lot of people, they grind these quests, and it takes quite a while to go to the hideout. Then this one takes maybe 20 minutes to finish, and then you need to be lucky and roll one with 2 traits. Otherwise, they're basically useless. I mean, if you're after good ones, and you could, of course, you could use one with 1 trait if you want to, and then you need to roll 2 good ones, and then so it's really hard. And then you go into the trade chat and you see that they sell for basically nothing. No one wants them. So many of them are useless. Okay, he's gonna die. Here's an advice. It's kind of dangerous to show your back towards these crossbowmen here, like I did when you're fighting in melee. And these are the reason I'm using shield wall, even if it's slow. Oh shit, I pulled the entire... okay, this is not good. This is not... You want to kill that archer, sorry, crossbowman, before you advance. Oh, see, I took a bolt for 35 damage. They can really put a dent into your breakfast enjoyment, those crossbowmen. We have another one down here. See, I'm already down to half health. I'm gonna talk myself to death here. That's very bad. That's why you need a shield. Oh shit. Need to pay attention a bit more. I think I've forgotten... I'm sure I've forgotten a few traits, but I covered a few of them. So I would be extremely interested if you put on YouTube in the comments below what you think about the traits. What's your favorite ones? I'm fairly sure we're gonna be in agreement. I don't think there's any controversial things I've been presenting here. So, if you, let's say you can have 3 characters on your account, right? And you can have 5 companions. You might only want to go with 4, so you can find a 5th and sell or exchange for a better one. But anyway, 5 companions mixed with 3 characters. That's 15 companions at the most. I'm gonna use my shield durability here and retreat. Where's my shield wall? Oh, he killed my shield. No, he didn't. Jesus, how bad can I? I'm sorry. I really play this really badly here, because it's so hard for me to talk and play at the same time. And then you have companions that might have good traits, but it's a bad combination. Let's say you have experience for one culture and upgrade cost for another culture, and you only play Aserai or Sturgeon or Empire. And then you have this can of worms where you say that, well, certain cultures don't have any troops that are good. Empire, no one wants to play with the Empire troops. I do. But they are generally considered really bad. Okay, I'm gonna hide. See, if I take another bolt, I could die here. I need to stay behind my troops now. You shouldn't have this low health at this stage of the mission. This is basically a failure. Could you please move up there? Jesus. There we go. Take some more damage, idiot. I'm not even sure I'm gonna make this. I'm halfway through and I don't have any health left. I said this was easy. Yeah, it is if you pay attention. Don't play like an idiot. Well, you might get to watch another failure here. So, I'm thinking about making a Discord ideas and suggestion forum thread. It's not a forum, it's a Discord discussion channel. And suggest that the developers, I would like them to buff the weak traits. I don't think people would appreciate if you lowered the strong ones, because people have been grinding, buying, upgrading, and paying for, and seldom a good idea. And I'm not arguing that the strong ones are too strong. I'm arguing that the weak ones are too weak. And that is a difference, right? I kind of like that you get map speed from more than... or actually, I like it very much that not only clan level bonus gives you map speed, also companions do. So it's less important how strong they are now. It's more balanced. So I don't think you need to nerf. Is there any overpowered companion traits that I'd say no. You don't need to nerf anything. I mean, if I were to redesign the entire system, I might have made the strong ones a little bit weaker just to compare with the really weak ones. That would have been an option pre-launch. Now, when the system is out there, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm gonna try to take care. If I take another bolt to the face, I'm probably dead. And oh shit, here comes my shield wall. Yeah, good. I don't want to fight in melee, really, because even the slightest touch of damage here. Now, remember, if you're new to the mod, I have very good items on me. If you had worse, this is not to brag, it's just say, okay, 4 arrows. It's a hard mission, that's what I'm trying to say. Even with good gear. I'm shit at shooting arrows, but I have a good sword, I have a good armor, I have a decent shield. It's not the best shield. You could take one that has more hit points. That's actually good advice. in this quest to bring like the maximum amount of hit points on your shield if you carry one-handed weapons. I think the easiest way to fail this is to take too many crossbow bolts in the face. So a shield is a good idea, and don't play like I've done so far. So I'm gonna hide my... Oh, it's only 4-man team now out of 6. I'm sorry, I don't think we're gonna... It's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a rough one, this one. Okay, let's see if I can... I only have 6 arrows too. Perfect. You can't bring 2 quivers, so I would suggest bringing a stacked one, but I don't have one on this character. 30 arrows, is it? Hey, guys, can you face this way? Jesus. Okay, at least I get some good swings in here. And I'm not very good at... Oh, okay, and I was... Oh, shit. This is such a bad idea. Well... Fuck. Sorry. Shield wall, you are gonna... No, still shield wall. 1... See how bad I am at these commands? Follow me, please. Okay, we made it so far. I'm not sure if it's best to go right or left here. I prefer to clean out every bandit in this camp and then go for these guys at the end here. I don't know if... I think you need to clean out the camp because otherwise they will attack and kill your companion when he escapes. I think you have to kill everyone, but I never tried it. I don't want to risk... I don't want to play 20 minutes, ask him to follow me, and have him killed. It's not worth it to me. Someone else can find out and put in the comments, or I can ask it global. Let's go left flank this time. You know, I need to take them off shield wall, don't I? Shield wall. I'm gonna put them in line. I'm almost dead, so they will have to take the aggro, even if there's only 4 of them left. So I like how you now can build synergy armies. You can have a bunch of different infantry, cavalry, or archer traits. My suspicion is, and I can see this from the value in the trade channel, almost no one sells really good cavalry or archer traits companions, but there's a lot of there is a lot of infantry traits out there for sale, meaning that they are the least popular ones. Don't take a yeah, I need to use my companions here a bit. Again, keep the shield up. One random bolt and this could be over. Okay, I think we're gonna make this though. We only have 1 crossbowman left, is that it? So unless he kills me with a random... Well, it's not random. Oh, I think that's it. We made... Okay, that was a bit lucky. So we're just gonna end it here and we're gonna wrap it up. And another thing I found out is that the main cost might not be the companion itself. It might be the upgrade of the unlocking of the traits. So here you are. You found your perfect companion. He has the perfect trait. He's like he's a god. But you're kind of a beginner player. Wow, the economy system is set up so that you might not even afford to upgrade him. This makes people, once they understand the system, I think it's going to make them even more choosy and picky. It's not like I want to use a couple of beginner or experienced intermediate companions, upgrade them and then get rid of them, sell them, because the upgrade cost is insane. Oh wait, sorry. We need to have the guy, the dude, come from the tent. He's going to run now all the way from the tent. So the most efficient way to do it is actually find a double grand, the best trait level companion that you like with the traits that you want, and wait until you have him and you know you're gonna keep him forever, then pay the upgrade cost. The grand traits, if you're you can have a cost of over 500,000 gold to upgrade. So if you're a beginner or intermediate player and you don't have a lot of money, be very careful about acquiring grand trait companions that you don't want to keep forever and investing in upgrades, because it's going to be very expensive. Okay, so there we go. I think it's kind of a shame that you see a lot of good or decent companions being sold or even given away in the trade channel, and no one wants them, because the system is good, but it needs a bit of fine-tuning and tweaking. I think increasing the strength of a certain amount of traits, that would help the mod and the system, the companion system, a lot. So here we got Yorig that I liberated. He's got 2 traits. That's good news. The first one is a grand chiropractor, which reduces infantry troops' mortality by 7%. Yeah, I'm gonna discuss this one, chiropractor, a bit. And grand Battania supplier, reducing. It's a double grand, so I'm not gonna complain. And the Battanian Falksmen are infantry. So you know what? I think I can actually sell this, or maybe even use it on one of my characters. If you wanna play and recruit and train Battanian Falksmen, this one is actually awesome, because Falksmen are a bit squishy when you train them, and you don't want them dying. This helps with that. This reduces the cost. I think experience would have been much better, because if you're a rich player, you don't care so much about improving the upgrade cost. It's not that expensive. It's not that much money. Yet, over weeks, months, and years, you're gonna regain this one. So it's not a bad one, but can I sell it? I think I can sell this one. I'd say the value would be between 250 and 500,000. So that's a pretty neat profit for me. But remember, I don't roll a lot of double grand. It's really hard to get them, but it's possible. And now, here comes the next thing. I already have 5, so I now have to get rid of one of my, like Yakus here. I couldn't sell him. He only has 40% SRI soldier experience. No one wants that. So Yakus is gone from my squad. I mean, 40% experience, that's nice, right? No one wants that. No one's gonna touch it. Okay. So, there we go. And now what I have to do is go out and sell this guy before I try to get a new one, because with 5 already in my squad. Okay, so let me discuss the mortality chiropractor thing. So you have a 30% base chance of a troop dying if it gets down in combat, right? This, as far as I understand, reduces that flat. So you're down from 30% to 23%. So your favorite tier 5 Falksman gets wounded after a combat, there's 7% chance less that he's actually permanently gone. He's going to be wounded and come back and fight another day. So that's nice, right? It's money saved, and time for training new troops or buying them off the market. The medicine perks, I'll show them to you here, are reconfigured so that they now, well, the effect is the same, but the wording and the implementation is a little bit different. Now, instead of 30%, you get 3% reduced, so you're down to 27%. You get another 3% off, so you're down to 24% of a wounded troop dying after combat. And now with a chiropractor 7%, from 24%, you're down to 17%. So my question is, losing 7% less cash loss troops in combat. Is that a good and strong trait? I'm not so sure. I don't think it's about the money, really, for rich players. It might be for poorer players, new players, but let's say you're in the Frostlands and grinding and grinding and grinding. The fewer troops that die here, the longer time you can stay up here and try to, have fun with your group quest guys, clanmates, and grind the very expensive items that gives you a lot of income. So it might, and this trait would help you with that. It lets your army stay alive for a longer time. So maybe the money saving aspect isn't the most important thing of mortality. The effect happens after the combat. It doesn't do anything for you during combat. If you're in PvP and you play this, and the other guy has like, I'm gonna make my army better at fighting, but I'm gonna pay more for my losses. And you're like, I'm gonna use mortality and traits that saves me money if I lose troops after combat, and you get defeated. Well, you're the one gonna pay more anyways because you're gonna lose more troops because the other guy had this, everything else equal. He had traits that made his army stronger and he defeats you. You pay more anyways. So I don't think mortality is a very strong trait. I would consider using it, not because it's so strong, but because the other traits that would fit into my roster of companions are even weaker. But the word is still out on this one. I think this is good for training up weak troops like horse archers that die during training, falxmen that easily die during, and you tell me others that easily die during training, then a mortality trait could be very useful. So I think it's maybe best for a troop trainer. I think I said that already. Sorry for repeating myself. This turned out into a long-winded one because my mind is scattering, but please let me know in the comments what you think about the trait system, and let us try to convince the devs that they'll, after a couple of weeks, it doesn't have to happen now, they do a bit of fine-tuning for the traits. I think the system could be very good, but as it stands now, it's a little bit rough around the edges. All right. I'm going to take the opportunity, if you made it to the end, to wish you all a happy new year, and I really like the direction the mod is going. There's a lot less toxicity in the chat. There are less ganking of noobs because there are end game high-end clan stuff to do, so they can protect their caravans and fight each other. And I really like, I'm back into Bannerlord Online. It's a good mod, go check it out. This new eco update was great, but still a bit of stuff to fix, of course. But yeah, that's all. That's about it. All right, have a nice 2023, I guess, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.